Bonjour à tous. Alors, aujourd'hui, je vais vous enseigner le français. Hello everybody. Today I'm going to teach you French. This is my second video. C'est mon le 12e vidéo pour la langue de français. Alors, dans mon vidéo que je vous ai donné avant, on a étudié les alphabets en français. In my previous video, that was in fact my first video, I taught you the alphabets. And now, je vais vous enseigner les règles importantes de la langue française. Today I'm going to teach you some important basic rules to understand French language, without which you cannot really understand it. So, I will put the heading, some important points about French. Les choses importantes de la langue de français. De la langue de français. Les choses importantes de la langue de français. Some important points about French language. So, the first point or first rule I want to tell you is about this alphabet. In English we read it as R. So the name of the alphabet is R, but when actually it is used in a sentence, so it gives sound like R, like F, but when actually we use it, it gives the sound F. Like X, that is the name of a letter, name of the alphabet, but when actually it is used, so it gives Z sound like Xerox. So in the same manner, the name of this letter or this alphabet in French is R. That's the original sound. But there are non-French people speaking French, they can't actually pronounce it R. So they pronounce it as R. So even that is welcomed. So, original, when it is used in a word, so it gives a R sound, as if you're gargling. But some French, in some words, use it as h. And there is a big, chunk of people, group of people, non-French people, speaking the same alphabet, but they aren't able to create a h or h sound because certain things are actually natural. Even if we try our level best, but many a times we cannot create that accent, which is the natural accent. For that, we have to take part in that culture, in that community. Then it is possible. Anyway, so R. So what I'm telling you is that this alphabet originally gives sound like R or H or R. Don't get confused. Par exemple. Alors, par exemple. For example. Par exemple veut dire quoi? For example. It means for example. We want to read this word. So the one who knows English, obviously the moment I ask him to read this word, so he'll read it as radio. But that's the English sound. That's the English pronunciation. But if I ask the same question to the one who is from France, not from England, and he knows only French, so he won't read the way English person has done it. He will read it according to French style. And what is that? I told you, this R, it will give R sound. So it is R. And then A, French people pronounce it as A. So here in Hindi, A is a matra like this. And D, the name of this alphabet in French is D. But when it is used in a word, it gives the sound. And this is E and this is O. So if you compose all these syllables together, it will give sound like radio, radio. And as I told you, some people might pronounce it as H. So they may read it as radio also or radio also. So the most prominent pronunciation is radio or radio. Very rare people may also pronounce it like radio. So don't get confused if you come across anyone out of these three pronunciations. So don't get confused. I mean, they are all correct. Radio, radio or radio. Well, that is the first point. And the next point is the last consonant except C, R, F, L, K and Q of a French word is always mute, silent, and that's very important. The last consonant, mind it, the last consonant, but except C, R, F, L, K and Q. These are the exceptions. In all the languages we have exceptions. सभी भाषाओं में कुछ न कुछ अपवाद होते हैं, exceptions. Exceptions means the situation for which we don't have any logical answer why they are so. So they are traditionals, they are conventional things. We have to accept them as they are. So let us try to understand this point better by some examples. So par exemple, for example, if I ask you to read this word and I know you can read it, Paris, and you are not wrong, you are absolutely right, but I have understood out of your pronunciation that you know English, you don't know French, because it is not the French pronunciation. You have read a French word but in English style, and if you want to read it in French style, then of course you have to follow the French rules, the French pattern, the French system. What is that? Pa, and I just told you a couple of minutes back only, A gives A sound. So pa, R and E. And the last consonant, what does the rule say? The last consonant is mute. So it is mute. I'm just cutting it for the sake of you people. Actually French people don't do like this. So it is Paris. Paris. Or I told you that some people they can pronounce it Paris, although it is very rare. Or Paris. So Paris, Paris or Paris. So now you are surprised. You have never heard, I mean, the noun which you have been pronouncing or using so far like Paris, and the people, the inhabitant of Paris, they won't pronounce it the way you do or you have been doing it. So it is Paris. Well, suppose you want to say, I live in Paris. So you will say, alors j'habite à Paris. J'habite à Paris. I live in Paris. J'aime Paris. I love Paris. La Tour Eiffel est à Paris. The Eiffel Tower is in Paris. And so on. We'll go ahead with हम आगे इसको करेंगे. You will enjoy, speaking French. Vous allez vous profiter parler le français avec moi si vous continuez avec moi. So this is, you know, if I say I am senior to you, so by default you have understood that you are junior to me. If I say it's day, by default it means it is not night. In the same manner, in all the alphabets, there are only two things, the consonant and the vowels. So if I have said something about consonant here, automatically means that rule or that thing is not applicable in case of the vowels. So what did I tell you about the consonants? The last consonant is mute. Would automatically mean the last vowel is not mute. But again, I told you that we have the exceptions. So one of the exceptions is what? The last vowel of a French word is always pronounced. And again we have exception, except E. So the last vowel is always pronounced except E. Par exemple, M-A-E. This is a French word and we want to read it, we want to pronounce it. So there is no problem. Also, M and E, ma, and this is G. And had it been a consonant, we would make it silent, but it is a vowel and the last vowel is pronounced. So I gives E sound in French, and in Hindi E is a matra like this. So you read it as Marie, or you may read it as Marie, or you may read it as Marie. So it is your choice, Marie, Marie, or Marie, which means husband. So this is clear to you. Now, next point is H, which is pronounced as R in French. Always mute. H will always be mute. What may come, but you will not pronounce H. It is always mute. It is silent. Par exemple, H-O-T-E-L. I know you pronounce it as hotel, but the French person, you know, H is always mute. So we'll start it from here. This is O, this is ta. In French, we don't have the hard notes. We have got the soft notes, and that, you know, it's a very sonorous language. It's not, you know, like in German we have got hard notes. We have got da, we have got ta, but in French we have got the soft version of da, that is da. The soft version of ta, that is ta. It's a sweet language. We have the soft consonant, so it is ta, and this is a, and the last consonant is mute except C, R, F, L, K, and Q. I told you this. Suppose you find it a bit difficult to pronounce, to remember them. I can give you a small trick. What is that? You know, careful. You know, careful. You write careful, and you remove the alternative vowels. Something which is left with you is what? C, R, F, L. So C, R, F, L. Be careful. And king and queen. So be careful in front of king and queen. That's just a way out to remember. If you can remember without this, so it's okay. It is your choice. Anyway, so L is an exception. That means it will not be mute. You will pronounce it as L. So you will read it as hotel. But actually, this O has got this cap type of accent. We call it as l'accent circonflexe. En français, alors on le dit l'accent circonflexe. In French, we call it as l'accent circonflexe. En anglais, alors on le dit circumflex accent. English में हम इसको कहते हैं circumflex accent. Or what is the role of this accent? It has got the same role like we have matras in Hindi. Like for example, in Hindi this is the symbol for A matra and this is the symbol for A. So for example, this is, if it has got this A matra, it is K, La, Kela, that is a fruit, banana. But if you put this, then it has become Kay, Kailash. So you have noticed that just by change of the matra, its pronunciation also get changes. In the same manner, with the help of these accents, or these accents actually influence the pronunciation of a word. So without this accent, it is hotel, but with this accent, it is hotel. Oh, hotel is a bit wrong. Hotel. J'ai resté dans un hôtel hier soir ici qui s'appelle Mandarin Hotel, for example. Yesterday I stayed in a hotel, the name of which is Mandarin. So, hotel. I want to give you one more example. Ash, O, M, A. We want to pronounce it, we want to read it. So, this is mute, And you have just learned the last vowel is pronounced except E. E is not pronounced. So, you will just read it as Om. You will write H-O-M-M-E, but you will just write H and E. They will not be pronounced. And Om means man. So, we have just started with some basic rules of French language to make you understand it better. Once the foundation is strong enough, it will help you to, have a better grip over the language. I think that is all for the moment. You just go through all the points, all the things we have done so far. And in my next video, we'll continue with this. We'll go ahead with a few more things. If you really liked it, si vous avez aimé le vidéo que je vous ai donné, alors vous pouvez l'adorer, vous pouvez faire liking et vous pouvez le subscribe aussi. If you have liked it, you can just like it and subscribe it. If not, sinon, alors vous pouvez me dire plus tard. You can tell me later on. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Hare Krishna.